Hello. I've been in Vegas, not for art. My youngest daughter got married. So we were at Mount Charleston, which is a beautiful place at a very high elevation, which surprised me. Anyway, it was a wonderful, beautiful weekend, but I didn't do much in the way of art or videos, but what I have been spending the last week doing leading up to the wedding, and then the rest of this week is preparing for the um, the fair that I am going to be doing a table at on Saturday, this coming Saturday, April 12th. And I talked a little bit about it, but it's not an art fair, it's a health fair that's going to have a lot of vendors that are pretty broad, you know, products. I mean, it's going to be, it's a healing arts fair, so I feel like it kind of fits in because art being a mental health activity, um, to me it fits. So anyway, I've prepared some things that I feel I've selected pieces and I've prepared some things that I feel will fit in with it. And this is a trial run for me doing a vendor table. I'm not going to go and get booths and walls and display racks, and I'm not going to do all of that until I've tried a couple of small vendor table events to see, number one, what's the response to my art and to, selling prints like that. I don't even know what the response will be. But also, what is it like for me to pack everything up, package everything, bring it, display it? These are trial runs. And if it goes well, and if it seems that people are attracted to what I display, then I might consider investing in what I need to do regular art fairs, because that can get really expensive. And if the goal is to do what you love and make money with it, then you don't want to spend all your money on all of the setup and the entry fees and so forth, because then you're not making any money. Now, I love to share my art. Just like I love to share my music, I love to share my writing. I don't make a bunch of money. I don't make any money off any of it at this point, other than commissions. Um, but it's a passion I have. Those three things are passions of mine. Acting is another passion, but that's really hard for me to satisfy, because you can't just walk in and say, "Hey, I want to play a part." It's a little different. Writing music, singing with my guitar, writing books and self-publishing them, and doing art. I can do that without anyone's permission or anyone's acceptance. I can just do it. And that's what I love about it. And I am a creative person, and I find that I constantly have a need to create. It keeps me happy, keeps me busy. Um, my mind is constantly thinking up things. I I think up inventions. I think up, well, this product would help with that. I even think up themed hotels and restaurants. And it's just my brain just constantly on. So because of that, I need creative outlets so that I'm not just sitting there full of all of these ideas and all of these things that I can't express. So these are ways that I can express what I want. It doesn't cost me much money other than, the materials for painting. It costs me nothing to write and sing my music, play my guitar. It costs me nothing to write a book and self-publish. So these are outlets that I have. So I encourage you, express yourself. It's very therapeutic. It's it's just something that no one can tell you you can't do, and no one you don't have to get anyone's permission to do it. So I love it. Anyway, enough of that. So yeah, been working this week on getting things done. So, like, for example, I have these little postcards, this lighting this morning lighting is really bad, and I apologize for that. I'll probably do a little more video on my setup this afternoon, and the lighting will be different. But the morning in my sunroom is beautiful for painting, but it's terrible for video. So these are what I've prepared for postcards, and I think I shared this before. They have the little postcard stuff on the back. And these are $3. Now, I know some of you are going to say you're not pricing your items high enough. Well, for now, because I am new to this and because of the actual event that I'm doing on Saturday, I'm kind of, it's a trial run. So I'm not going to overprice myself. I'm not going to price myself out of, I'd like to recoup my costs, which is just $25 to get into the fair, plus whatever cost me in mileage to get there, because it's a ways away. It's about an hour away. So I just want to recoup my cost. And it's an experiment. So these aren't prices I'll normally put up. I probably will do other things with it, but and this was one of my Milan Institute assignments, and it's an oil, and it was kind of a loose painting, and it's basically just laying down, small kind of small brush marks, and so you can see up close going in the so directional painting was the assignment. So dots of color in the direction of, say, with the fur, obviously we're trying to go in the direction of the fur, and making it using colors, complementary colors, and colors that can help kind of insinuate or depth and value, and so back here we're using cool oil colors, up here we're using warm oil colors. So it was a really fun assignment, and this is just on a little board. Anyway, but I put this up to attract attention to my table for Saturday, but also it will be for sale if anyone's interested as a student work. And I wrote on the back the artist's name, the name of it, which I'm just titling it Bison 2024, and it says student work oil. So it's telling people this is a student piece of work. This is not considered, a professional piece of work. But if somebody wants to buy it, then I'm going to have it available for them to buy it. And then I did photograph it so I can sell prints later. I really liked this assignment. I thought it was kind of a nice, colorful piece. And I do love painting animals. So this was something that, I really liked. Anyway, so that is on my display. And like I said, later this afternoon, I'm going to walk you through my display and how I'm deciding to set it up. One of the things that I'm also going to do on Saturday is I'm going to have some of my books available. Like I said, I'm a writer, and these books tend to they have sort of a metaphysical touch to them. And because the venue and the theme lean toward the metaphysical, lean toward what I want to say, new thought, meditation, things that are, alternative healing methods. So I feel like my books kind of fit in there, and let me show you why. This one is a fiction book, but it's based on quantum physics. It's based on reality as far as the science behind what happens in the book, or the themes they discuss in the book, so on and so forth. But it is a sci-fi fantasy novel, and it's available on Amazon. Frequency of Reality, Cheryl Ann Hunter. Now, this is published by my publishing company, which is Keen Raven Press, which is also the company that I sell my art through, because it made it easier to have one company. So Keen Raven Press because I'll be selling a lot of prints. I consider that press. It works, right? So that one. And then I have this little one. I also have this little one that I published a number of years ago through just my name brand, Cheryl Ann Hunter. And it features some digital art that I've done. I love unicorns, so there's a digital unicorn drawing that I did. Anyway, and this is 12 months of unicorn magic, unicorn coloring journal just for you. And show you. So basically it's monthly journals guiding you through the year, and really simple basic illustrations to color. So this is just meant as a mental health kind of guided journal to give you something so that at the end of the year and then at the end of the year you get a certificate of completion. Anyway, so I am including these because I feel like they fit the theme. Now, something else I wanted to talk about that I don't know, maybe it should be a separate video. I'll probably do a separate video on this. But I noticed something watching, I watch a lot of other artists' YouTube channels, and I really enjoy them. I get so much inspiration from other artists. I get lifted up when they're talking about their struggles as an artist or ways that they've overcome different things. It helps to make me feel better. And I really appreciate that. So in the description, I'm going to leave leave links to some of my favorite artists that I follow and listen to. A couple of them are Milan Institute graduates. Now, what I discovered in watching videos and watching my own analytics in my videos. Now, my goal is not to necessarily be a YouTube influencer, what do you call it, content creator. I enjoy creating content. I enjoy creating videos. I enjoy sharing myself. That I'm a ham. I like being on stage. So this is something I enjoy doing. If I can make money doing it on the side, great. But that's a difficult thing to do. To make money on YouTube is not an easy thing. And I still haven't reached the number of subscribers I need to even begin that process, or the number of watch hours. I'm halfway there on watch hours, a little more than half, and I'm within 120, I think, subscribers to meet that criteria of 500 subscribers. So I'm close, but like I said, it's something that then you have to constantly keep it up with in order to maintain your paid status. Well, I'd rather pay attention to my art and my writing than creating content. However, I will continue to create content. I'm just not going to be, focused so much on how much money I can make on YouTube. Anyway, that being said, so some of the Milan graduates that I've seen on YouTube, I've noticed the same thing that I found in my own YouTube analytics, which is during the time I was doing all the Milan assignments and doing reviews on those assignments and doing reviews of the program, I had thousands of views, thousands. And that's probably how I ended up with as many subscribers as I have, is because people were searching for information on the Milan art program. And I thought, well, maybe it's just me. Maybe people, because now my views have dropped down to within the hundreds and sometimes not even 100. And at first I was like, what? But then I thought, well, what is your goal? What are you trying to do here? Is your goal to be a YouTube star, or is your goal to do art and sell it? So I had to slap myself silly, Anyway, but I noticed that it wasn't just me. other artists that are Milan Institute grads, the minute they stop talking about Milan, their views drop significantly too. So the reality is you've got a very popular art teaching company that people are interested in, which is great. I mean, think about that. Milan, great job on your marketing, because you're obviously really getting people interested, and they are searching and finding videos about you. So kudos to Milan. And the artists that have been sharing, I think it's been amazing. I know for me, it was amazing to find the artists that were sharing about their adventures, so that I kind of got a glimpse of what it was going to be like. That was one of the reasons that I went ahead with it, was because I saw people actually seeing results, actually, going through the program. So you knew that it was real, it was worth it, and so on. But the minute you stop talking about Milan and you stop using hashtags about Milan and all that, your viewership drops. But then you have to ask yourself, well, what is my goal, right? So that's what I've been doing is my goal is to build my own brand. My goal is to be who I am. My goal is to take what I learned from the program and apply it to become a professional artist. That was the whole goal of paying for and taking the classes, right? It's kind of like if you try to hold on to your college years or even your high school years instead of moving on with your life, you're stuck in trying to still impress those people or impress everyone out there for that thing you already did. So moving on into your own thing, you have to let go of that tether, and you can't continue riding on the coattails of that experience. You've got to take that experience and apply it to yourself and your life and move on. Build your own brand. Who are you, right? So that's what I'm in the process of. And, it doesn't matter if one person views my video or 1,000 view my video. I'll still put out videos because I enjoy sharing. I have family members who watch, and they enjoy seeing my progress and seeing what's going on with me. So I'm not trying to give advice necessarily, but I guess I'm just telling my own experience and my own story about, at first, wow, I've got thousands of views. Wow, look at all these subscribers. This is great. And then you get that slap in the face. Oh, it was just because I was talking about Milan. But that's okay. I'm not, if I can build I have a perfect example. My husband is a drummer in a rock band, and they're a touring band. They go all over the US. They've been even in other countries and so on. They do covers of other bands, and they do tribute acts. So their music, though they're all extremely talented and could write their own music, their whole brand is based on doing excellent, incredibly entertaining versions of somebody else's music, right? Anyway, they, at first it was friends and family in the early years and local little places. Well, along the way, sometimes band members would be like, gosh, none of my family comes to these gigs. Nobody likes the videos we post. It's like, you had to come to the realization that, well, because they've seen it once, they know who you are. It's like, okay, I'm not going to go to every gig because I've already seen the act, right? Plus, do you want your fans to be who knows you, or do you want your fans to be new fans that like you just because of what you do, right? I mean, I want people to enjoy me as who I am, a person, but I also want them to enjoy what I do. My family's always going to praise me. They're always going to support me, and they're probably going to watch my videos, but it Do they buy my art? Not necessarily. They commission my art quite often. I give them art. I don't want my family to pay for art. That's just, I don't know. That's just my own thing. But what I'm saying is they're not my customers. My family is not my customers. My friends are not necessarily my customers. So we have to get away from that way of thinking. Just like my husband's band, my daughter, who is a singer-songwriter, she learned that too. You don't want your fans to be your family and friends. You want your fans to be people who don't even know you, people from across the world. And she does. She has fans all over the world for her music and for all the things that she does right now. And that's what you want. So it doesn't matter if your viewership drops after you're done with Milan, and this is for those of you out there that are Milan graduates, you know what I'm saying. It doesn't matter that your viewership drops, because this is about you building a viewership that's about you, not about Milan. So I just want to emphasize that. Anyway, there's more to come because I'm going to walk you through my my table setup, and then I still have a few things I'm going to add, but I want to show you what I'm doing.
So I'm going to do another video that's going to show you more about the table setup and some footage from the Healing Arts Fair that I've been talking about in the video so far. And I'm also going to talk a little more about just marketing and just making some decisions on your art business. But for now, I wanted to share with you the results of my gallery entry in Palm Springs. So the rest of the video is all about that. So I'm finishing up this desert painting. It's called Spring in the Desert. And this is the painting that I'm entering in a gallery showing called The Desert Bloom. And it's in Palm Springs at a very popular gallery called Desert Art Center. So you're just watching me just finish up. I started the painting as soon as I found out the theme of the show. So it just took me a couple days. I already had plenty of references because we go take a lot of pictures around the desert. So it was no problem finding, putting together a source for this. And then I just went ahead and jumped in and painted a landscape kind of outside my current painting style or subject matter, but very enjoyable. And yeah, so just watching me finish it up, and then you'll see me later in the video actually deliver the painting and then attend the show, and you'll see footage of the painting in the show and all the people that were there. So yeah, pretty cool experience actually.
Jason and I are going to go to the gallery in Palm Springs, the Desert Art Center, and drop off Mommy's painting for a show. Yes? Yes. All right. And we're going to go to lunch, yes? Yes. So, here's the painting. We're going to drop it off. It's all set and ready to go. And here we go. So off we are to the gallery in Palm Springs. I'll try to get some footage while I'm there. I'm not sure what to expect, and I've got my son with me, which is like one of my arms full, so we'll see what happens.
Well, I delivered the painting, and then my husband joined me for the show.
All right, here in Palm Palm Springs. Getting ready to head over to the studio or to the gallery for the show. Here we go. We got a raven over there. I don't know what he's doing with that food. Is he drinking? He had something in his mouth. Oh. This beautiful building was once a school and now it's a theater and the home to the art gallery. Okay, and there is Desert Art Center. Here is the gallery. Are you giggling? What are you giggling about? Yay. Sunshiny day. Lots of people.
So, Desert Art Center in Palm Springs. It was really fun to be a part of that. And it was actually shown in the Terry Masters Gallery at the center. And I've got to go pick it up in a few days. Yeah, so quite an experience. I was honored to be able to have this opportunity. Thanks for watching.